Hello.
Hello, David. How are you?
Hi. I'm great.
My boy?
No.
Excellent.
No, I'm not hungover.
Do you know what? You drank a fair bit yesterday.
You did. I didn't. I showed up late, so like
My bad. I drank a fair bit yesterday, and I assumed
I had a chew high after hours, but that wasn't, you know.
a cheeky after. Absolutely fucking delicious, dude. But yesterday
Not
went to
sponsored by Monster,
Oh,
sorry.
not sponsored.
I wish. Give me money. I'll sponsor you.
I'll take that. But yesterday went to our good friend Victor's house, friend of the cast, and he made us a smorgasbord of delicious Mexican delicacies. Bro, the guac.
Oh, hang on. I just realized. There we go. Now you should probably be able to hear me correctly. I was only transmitting through your microphone.
Oh, sick.
So I was probably there, just in the background.
Ah, we're fixed. But yeah,
We're good
went,
now.
went to our good friend Victor's house. Had like a smorgasbord of really good like Mexican food, like surprisingly authentic. Like because Victor's obviously Mexican, but like
The fact that there was like refried beans already, I'm like,
Oh.
oh, okay, this isn't like just fake Mexican bullshit.
no. Like I think he was telling me before, like everyone started like roaming in, is that a lot of the ingredients he wants to use for like Mexican cooking he can't find in Japan.
No,
So
it's
he's like,
impossible.
No, it's so hard. I didn't realize as well like how difficult it is. So he was like, oh, I'm like finding replacements, but there are little things that make Mexican food or have that like sort of a authentic Mexican taste. And surprisingly, one of the things is like just like having a corn tortilla, which you apparently can't really get.
I mean, okay, someone said there's no tacos in Japan. There's tacos in Japan.
There's tacos.
Are they good?
No,
No.
dog shit.
There's like one place I know where I would recommend you get tacos, and that's about it.
And that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one place I know where you can get pretty good, pretty affordable tacos. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the Discord. It's really, really good. And they make their like tortillas and stuff by hand. They have like a big like corn mill thing. And you can see them like milling corn to make their like corn flour to make like actually like good tacos.
Probably
But
because that's infinitely easier than going to buy some from somewhere that doesn't
yeah.
exist, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
it's stupid, honestly. But you can find tacos in Japan. It's just not. There's
they're
not many
good.
options.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like what you think you buy from the supermarket tacos is tacos, and then like that would be like if you order tacos at
Yeah.
a restaurant
Yeah.
that like doesn't necessarily specialize. I think if you go to a Mexican restaurant here that specializes in Mexican food, you probably get an okay taco. They're not
Yeah.
good, but
They're
they're
okay.
good enough.
The worst is if you go to like a Mexican place and you're sitting down, you think to yourself, oh my God, a burrito? I would love a burrito. It's been really long. This place has like a nice steak burrito. I'll get one of those. And you look at the menu, look at the price, and the price is like, I don't know, fucking $20.
High.
2,000.
High.
Yeah.
2,000
2,000 yen,
for
2,500
a
yen.
burrito.
And you're like, yo, I'll pay that for a big old tasty filling burrito. The burrito that's going to reach your table is going to be the smallest, most pathetic
It looks
burrito.
like fucking like 7-Eleven
Yes.
fucking roller taquitos. Like it is tiny.
Tiny. I was tricked by this. I went to I went to a pretty good like Mexican place. Like the food was like pretty good. They like broke the like frying chips behind the scenes, like all freshly and stuff. Like it's pretty decent. It's not bad at all. And I was like, I want a burrito, and they've got a nice steak burrito on the menu. I asked the guy like, hey dude, is this burrito like for sharing? Can like two people share this burrito? And he's like, yeah, dude.
You can share anything.
Honestly,
That doesn't
yeah.
mean you're getting much.
Doesn't mean you're
You can
getting
share
fuck-
whatever you want.
You can share a single Smartie like fucking.
Yeah, I can share a grain of rice.
Yeah, I
but
can share
that's-
that.
I'm not gonna be full after.
The confidence of this man telling me that you can share this burrito, ridiculous. He's like, yeah, you can share it, and I was like, oh, sick, bro.
I mean, in his mind, he wasn't lying.
I've never felt more betrayed in my entire life. How dare he? Because he knew what I meant. I
Sure,
know
yeah,
he
yeah,
knew
yeah,
what
yeah.
I meant. Look at me, bro. Come on. I'm here to eat a burrito. And he's like, yeah, it's shareable. And it comes. The plate is fucking huge. The burrito is like maybe 2% of the plate's like circumference.
It's a
crazy.
fine dining portion.
Bro.
Plate huge, food tiny.
Bro, fucking fine dining me, dude. It was horrible. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is 2 bites of a burrito, max. And that's like your classic Mexican experience in Japan, basically. But That's why I'm glad I have like Mexican friends who can make me like authentic Mexican food. So like went to Victor's house, had like drank a ton of his whiskeys, ate a ton of his Mexican food. Great evening. Got back, drinks at the bench as we do. Rounded off the evening, pretty good. Woke up today feeling bloody fantastic, and then my train line decided that it was going to hit a small animal in the countryside, and then it took 3.5 hours for me to
Yeah,
get
you were
here.
supposed to be here like, 12.
I was gonna be
1-ish.
here at 12, yeah.
It is almost 3 o'clock. Granted, we went to the store now.
But still, yeah.
Yeah.
I was aimed to get here. Like, I was up. I was ready. I was like, I'll leave my house in 10 minutes, just finishing my coffee. I'll head over. I'm sitting at the station.
And that
for
was
like-
at 11.
It was 11. I'm sitting at the station for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, just waiting for the train. I'm like, where's this fucking train? Because the announcer like, oh, sorry, the train, hit a bird or some shit. And now we got to wait like 4. I'm like, just let that train keep going, bro.
Right. It can't be that bad.
Can't be that bad. Like, you didn't hit a deer. You hit like a raccoon or something. Just keep going, dude. The blood will wash
Just
eventually.
squeegee.
Squeegee it off. You'll be fine. This really annoys me, man. If this was the UK, it'd be like, hey, we hit a bird, so like train's gonna be bloody for the next few stops, but it'll wash off.
Driver's cleaned off where he can see, so it's all good.
Drivers holds down the train. We've put the windshield wipers on. We've turned on defog.
Yeah, there
we'll
you
be
go.
fine. We're gonna be
You're good.
okay.
You're good.
Japan took like an hour. Like, it was so long of like waiting around for the train to start moving again. Absolutely horrible. Then obviously, like true in Japan fashion, the train finally comes and it is packed to the fucking tits. Like door to door, packed. Dude. Fuck, dude. I hate that shit so much. But anyway, yeah, that was my experience morning coming in. Pretty dog shit, but yeah. David, how's your week been? How you doing this week?
Oh boy. Okay, so
Oh god. Oh god.
so this week I started a new job.
Congratulations.
It's only for this month as far as I know, but it could be longer, could be not. It just depends on what goes on. But let me tell you about my adventure getting this job, because it's one of those things that like I probably would have wrote on like a bucket list. Like, it feels like a bucket list item, like just a weird kind of thing. And then it all happened at the same time.
in the space of like a week or something.
Yeah. So have you ever had like one of those times in your life where like you're just chilling, nothing's going on,
Yep.
and then suddenly the next day it goes like 0 to 1,000?
Oh,
in,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
a
yeah.
second,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
you're- and
often.
you're just like, what the fuck's going on? So like by the end of Saturday night, I was just done. I was like, it has been such a fucking week.
Ridiculous week, yeah.
So starts out. We'll go back to last week, Sunday last week. I got a call back from the dispatch company that I applied to, and they're like primarily a dispatch company to private international schools, which is weird because you'd think that the private international schools would just hire people
Outright.
like, but I guess like if you're a foreign international school, that makes sense.
yes.
But they're not. They're an international school that's Japanese.
That makes no sense. What do you mean? You're not international then.
They are. So here's the thing. So
Okay.
they have complete like immersion English programs,
Oh.
but the school is recognized by the Japanese government as a Japanese school. So they're like officially part of like the Japanese government's like what they consider to be a school, whereas most private schools are a business and then they're not an actual
school, yeah.
So like they're not recognized at all by the government. They're not getting grants or anything from them. Anyway, so Sunday night they send me a message like, "Hey, can you meet at I'm not going to say the station, but can you meet at this place in Setagaya
Yeah.
at 7:20 in the morning tomorrow?"
No.
And I'm like,
No.
I live in Yokohama. I've never been to this station. You want me to meet me there at 7:20 in the morning? Like, how early am I gonna have to leave my house? Because
It's like an hour and a half away.
Setagaya is not close to my house at all.
Fuck me,
It
dude.
is. It is at least an hour and a half, maybe more,
Easily.
because the station to the school alone on a bus is about 30 minutes.
Oh, fuck this. Okay, yeah.
I found out later you can walk it faster, but anyway.
God, okay.
So they're like, show up at this place. So and so will meet you there at 7:20. So I'm like, cool, great, whatever.
Yeah.
I get there. It's like 7. I'm like, cool.
Oh, good man.
I got up early. I went. I'm like, this gives me enough time to go grab like
Coffee or something.
coffee or
What time did you
onigiri or
leave the
whatever.
house? It's fucking crazy. Like 6,
I
5?
left like 5:50.
Dude, did you wake up at 4?
No, I
5?
probably woke up at 5.
Okay, good.
I'd like thrown my clothes out already. Like I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna wear for first day, and I'll just put it on.
Oh my
on
god.
jam. So I'm leaving my house at 5:15 in the morning. Right.
Disgusting. Okay. Disgusting.
Guy is supposed to meet me there at 7:20.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 7:30 ish,
I'm already mad.
and he's not there, and I'm like,
I'm already mad. That's crazy.
Is he like looking for me, and I went out the wrong place, and I'm like, there's only one exit to the station, so I couldn't have fucked that up.
It's definitely the right station.
And I'm looking around, I'm like, I'm definitely the only white dude here. Like there's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
no mistaking who I could be, right? If
Exactly,
you were a
yeah.
person, right? Finally, guy shows up and he's like, okay, we gotta go, we gotta get the bus, and I'm like, sure, dude, okay. Like he's like, oh, my name's whatever, get on the bus, ride the bus for half an hour.
Jesus Christ.
And I know nothing about this school, like 0%. Like I went from, well, we'll maybe see if we can put you somewhere, to meet us at the school tomorrow at 7:20.
At 7:20.
I'm like, oh shit, okay,
Bro was 10 minutes late.
yeah,
Arrives.
we
We gotta catch this bus.
Yeah.
No apologies. No sorry.
No,
I'm late.
nope.
Nah, we're fighting. I'm going home.
No.
I'm going home.
At this point, I'm like, money's good. Like whatever. Like, I'm not
fuck,
doing
yeah,
anything.
money. Fair
they're,
enough.
They're paying me a day wage, so I'm like, how hard could it be? If you're
Fair
gonna,
enough.
If you're gonna keep me there for a day and pay me $140 a day,
I'll take that.
Hey, I'll hang out. So
Hey, I'll chill. I'll relax. Yeah, it's cool. We'll be okay. Yeah.
So this is where things start to take a weird turn.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to the school, and the school is absolutely fucking massive. Like huge. Like they have their own sports ground. It's 5 floors. It's all brand new.
Oh.
They have their own charter buses for the kids in the morning. Like I'm like,
It's
oh.
one of these schools.
I'm like, oh, we got some money going on here. I'm like, oh shit. And then something like tipped me off. I was walking by the main entrance that I go in, and I see a statue, and I'm like, that's weird. There's usually not like statues in
schools, yeah.
schools. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't take like too good of a look at it.
Yeah.
And then we go in the other door at like the far end of the thing, and there's like a bust of a guy, and he's wearing like a fucking like priest collar and stuff. And I'm like, oh,
Oh no.
this is a Christian school.
Oh,
like
fuck.
immediately I clocked it. I'm like, that's like fucking Dante Bosco or whatever the fuck his name is. Like
Oh, shit.
I forget what his name is. The guy who's like the missionary for
Yeah.
Christianity to Japan or whatever, right?
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh, okay, we're at a Christian school. I'm like, neat.
Okay. Stressful. Cool.
So this time it's like 8.
yeah.
When I get to the school, man goes, okay, you're going to have another interview. And I'm like, whoa, wait,
no, wait a
hang on,
minute.
whoa. I already went through 2 interviews with you.
Yeah, we've done this.
Then you sent me to the school and told me you're going to have another interview. And then maybe if they like you, you'll get to work.
Wait, pause.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yes.
So
that's what I was thinking at the time. Too.
so
I was like, what the
I've come all this way now, and I go to do a surprise interview. I assume.
Oh, but it gets better.
Oh my fucking god.
So I gotta
Continue.
do surprise interview, and they're like, oh, okay, well they're gonna have an interview with like the coordinator of the international
Yeah,
side
yeah.
people, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, fine.
Cool. Yeah. Chill.
What I didn't know was that like they wanted me to do a full Japanese interview, and I'm like, I'm not fucking prepared. Fine, but like you realize I ain't gonna be using Keigo. Sorry, like that's not bro. You just sprung this on me at like the last minute, and we're like, yeah, do a whole Japanese interview. I was like, okay, sure.
Fucking way.
I do the interview with the lady, right?
Yeah. Jesus.
And then they're like, oh, okay, we're gonna bring in the principal and the vice principal to talk to you.
Why?
The principal and the vice principals.
Hold. Oh,
To talk to
multiple.
you. Yes, multiple vice
Oh, for
principals.
fuck's sake. Okay.
So
Jesus Christ.
about 5 minutes later, all of them leave the room, and they're like, just waiting here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. Lady comes back, and then she's like, this is the principal. And he's like, I would say he's like mid 40s, like 45-ish, like just regular ass Japanese dude. And he's
Okay.
like, oh, he speaks me in English. He's like, oh, hi,
Oh,
like my
thank
name
God.
is whatever, like I'm the principal here.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
I'm-
oh, okay,
I'm
you know,
Christian
you go to school in
Tanaka.
Nagashima,
Yeah,
whatever.
dude. Yeah.
No indication that there was any kind of stuff like that until 5 seconds later, 2 full kitted out nuns walk in. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
like,
wait, wait.
y'all weren't joking. I didn't know we were gonna. I didn't know we were gonna be praising this early. It's only Monday.
They walk in, they're like, Neil. And you're like, oh shit.
But like, just
What the fuck?
I don't even think I've met a real.
Sorry.
I don't even think
that's
I've
so
met
funny.
a real fucking nun when I lived in a place that is primarily Christian. So the fact that I'm sitting in this fucking interview and two full kitted out nuns walk in, and I'm like, all right, here we go. This is
All
Monday.
right. I've seen Sister Act 1 and 2. I'm ready for this. I know how this works. Were they
man.
wait, were the nuns the vice principals?
Yes, the nuns are the vice
Yo,
principals. So
this school's
yeah,
kinda
oh
sick.
god, it was fucking wild. Like I was like,
Shit.
all right, like here we go. So I have a full I have a full interview with the principal and two nuns, and they're just grilling me about stuff.
Of course they are.
And they're asking me questions in Japanese. They're like, oh, why did you come to Japan? Like, why do you want why do you still why are you like still a teacher here? Because you've been here like 8 years. Like why? And they're like, oh, what's the most important thing for you as a teacher for like students and stuff? They're asking me those.
And
kind
you were
of
like,
questions.
money. They were like, what? You were like, God.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they were like, oh,
money.
yeah, nice.
I'm like, yeah, y'all know about that.
Yeah, I know about that. Money,
Yeah.
tithing.
And they're like, okay, cool, yeah.
This guy's good.
And then the fucking principal says one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I like had to stifle a laugh. And he goes, this is a Christian school, right?
You don't fucking say.
And I kind of just went like, and I look at the nuns. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I figured that out.
I would have been like, what?
And
Christian.
and no word of a lie. He goes, is that a problem? And I just went, we good.
Throws out the fucking Hail Marys.
And he's like, all right, sick. He's like,
Like,
cool, great.
yo, this guy's cooking. Fuck, dude.
I have Hail Married more this week than I ever have in my life,
Dude.
and I went to Sunday school for many a year.
If that was me, I'd have bring out my own personal tiny Bible my mother gave me when I left Japan. It's been like, boom. He's like, oh, fuck.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit. This guy's professional.
So
God damn.
yeah, suffice to say, I got the job after that.
Good man,
one.
good man.
But yeah,
Jesus
it's
fucking
been
Christ, dude.
interesting going back to a school that treats teachers like they have some autonomy and might actually know what they're doing, because like I have not had really any oversight where people are like, you're doing something wrong, or I think you should do it this way. Just like the old fucking job that I worked at that was like 1984. You know what, Dan? I did bring up that fact, not to them, but I did bring it up to someone.
Which fact?
The fact that Jesus is buried in Japan. You know this, right?
Ooh, I know this. Yeah, up
Yeah.
in Aomori. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta work out which ordain, whatever. What like sect of Christianity?
Oh, it's Roman Catholic.
It's Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
They don't believe any of that shit. Do
Yeah,
not bring
no,
that
no,
shit up.
no,
Do not
no,
bring
no.
that shit up. They'll be very pissed
Yeah.
to hear that. You'll be like, oh, Jesus was buried in Aomori. They'll be like, get out,
Like, no.
get out. Who let this
Very
man?
much
Who
not.
let this man cook? Get out. What are you doing?
But yeah. So yeah, that was an interesting Monday morning. But it's been good to get back to school. There are how you say, a cast of characters who definitely work at this school.
Yeah.
One man, I swear, is just straight up like, yes, that's the word, denomination. That's the
Thank
word you were looking
you.
for.
Domination.
Yeah, there's one dude that's like straight up weaponized autism. Like it's wild. Like
A teacher?
yeah, he like
One of these ones. Yeah.
I get like super sociopath vibes from this dude. And I'm like, okay, like we're not gonna be
Yeah.
we're not
Associating
gonna
with
be
you.
associated as much as I can help it.
As a man who worked in a school with someone who was very borderline insane,
Yeah.
you give them a wide path. You let them do what they're doing. You play a little lip service and you leave them the fuck alone.
Yep. So the one lady I work with is very pink, and she loves Sailor Moon. So I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
here for it.
Cool.
And then the
We're down
other
for
guy has been in Japan for 2 months.
2 months?
Yep. So
2?
It's senpai time, motherfucker. Yeah.
He's cooked 2 months.
Yeah, it's 2 months.
Nah, bro.
He's living here with his wife though, and she
okay.
works at a Japanese university. So like she speaks Japanese, she knows what's going on. He's just kind of like, fuck yeah, I'm all right. I'm all along for the ride.
Bro is vibing, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
2
and then
months.
there's another dude who's just like the most stereotypical like gay dude I've ever seen. Like
in a Christian school.
yeah, I know, right?
In a
Hey, listen,
Catholic
whoa. The
What?
Pope says it's kosher, okay?
Listen, the Pope says a lot of things that another Pope might
that's
take
true.
away, bro.
Yeah,
Listen,
right.
The Pope,
This is true.
Pope famous for constantly yapping. That
Yeah.
Pope, honestly.
But no, like everyone's nice.
That's good. That's nice. That's good to hear.
It was funny though the other day. The guy who I
He was late.
described as weaponized
Oh,
autism.
this guy, yeah.
He's like, I'm from New Mexico and whatever, right? Like he's
Yeah, cool.
typical American.
Yeah, cool.
And he's
cool.
like, he's like, I brought in salsa. Like if you guys want to try, I tried it and I was like, this is garbage. I'm like, this is bad, like actively bad. And he's like, oh man, it takes so long to make salsa. You gotta cut up so many peppers. I'm like, no, I'm like, no,
What?
you
No, you
don't.
don't?
No, you don't.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
It's got to cut up so much peppers and they're small and it takes so much time. I'm like, you are very clearly not a chef because it would take you a maximum of like 10 minutes.
10 minutes max to cut up some damn
You
peppers.
can cut up, like, if they're small, you can cut up multiple ones.
You
at
cut
the
up
same
like
time.
7 at a time.
And
dude.
it is not hard to de-seed
Some
any of
peppers.
those peppers. Like, if they're small, you chop off the tops, you go all of them.
And you're done.
Spread them open with your fingers.
And you just go.
And then just scrape it all out.
And you're done. That's it.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't know what this dude's. But it was like no tomato in it, no cilantro. It was like very vinegary, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Garbage. Why?
Bad.
This is why I don't eat.
So my plan is I'm gonna make my own salsa, bring it in, and crush his soul.
No, do that. I'm all about that, honestly. Crush yourself.
There
Fuck that.
has to be a hierarchy set here, and I'm gonna do it.
You're setting up yourself for a nice little bento challenge, similar to one I had
Right.
when I first started working. Do it. It is so entertaining to bento challenge someone, especially when they're really confident about the nonsense they're making. Like, oh, I made a cake, and it's like, this is shit. You didn't even
It's bad.
icing it. This is clearly quick mix. What do you mean you made a cake? Get out of here. I become Gordon. I started showing up to work every day in a fucking chef's coat. I'm just like, listen, you want to cook? I should have fucking cook.
Man thinks he's Gordon Ramsay. I'm about
Can't
to
have
be
that.
Gordon Ramsay's mom.
Can't have that.
Like,
There's a very interesting thing I found with like, is that guy? Is that the guy who's been in Japan for like 2 months?
no, different guy.
Makes sense. There's a very interesting thing with Japan where like people will cook things from like their home countries or like their home cultures,
Yep.
but back when they were like surrounded by their home cultures, they weren't making these foods, so they don't really know how to make them properly, and they don't really know how to make them when there's a lack of like important ingredients. Like, oh, if he doesn't have this type of pepper, what can we substitute this with? Like, if you don't know the basis, you can't make it in Japan where there's like
It was
less
funny
ingredients,
because
you know?
I asked him a question, like a very like
Basic
specific question.
salsa question,
So
yeah.
I asked him, I'm like, oh, what are you using for the peppers? Are you substituting togarashi? And he's like,
Yeah.
I don't mess around. I use Anaheim's, and I'm like, okay, like I don't.
What?
That wasn't really necessary. I just asked you what you replaced them with because they taste similar, but you probably should have used jalapenos or
Should've
habaneros. You fucking chud.
Should have used jalapenos, dude. Like, makes way
Yes,
more
yes,
sense
you
with
should have.
jalapenos. What the fuck? I hate people, dude.
Yeah,
They're
So-
exhausting.
but I mean, like this is the dude who I said has weaponized autism. So
Oh, this
I'm
makes
not
sense. Yeah,
surprised
yeah,
that
yeah,
he's
yeah.
very the way he is.
yeah. Good
But
luck.
yeah, it's been good, and like I'm just thinking about like come the end of the month, just getting that paycheck, and especially if it's I worked it out.
Mm-hmm.
Given that it's a day pay, I think I'm gonna be making around 350K.
We take that.
So I'll take that.
We take those wins. Yeah,
that's fine.
That's fantastic. So then if the month goes pretty well or something, you might have a permanent contract at the school.
So I've signed a contract for a year
Mm-hmm. Okay.
with the
Oh, the middleman company.
middleman company, but there are stipulations specifically in that contract that I made that allow me to void it at any time. Because I'm like, I specifically told them, I'm like, I'll work for you for this
Well
time,
done.
but I got other stuff on the go.
Well
if
done.
that stuff comes through, then like
We're done
it,
here.
it might be that I'm done. I'll give you the time or
Yeah.
whatever to find someone else, but
Smart man.
whatever.
Kind of essential, especially considering how this company was like fucking around in the first like week.
Right, yeah. Already I was kind of like, I don't like you guys, but the school's nice enough. I don't care.
That's good at least, yeah.
And then that same week, on the one day off I had that week, I went and did another demo lesson and interview at a different place.
At another school?
Yeah.
Fuck
So like I
Fuck
said,
yeah,
it's been like kind of 0 to 1,000% like real quickly.
That is like how living and working in most countries go. Like, especially in Japan, like it's really chill for a long time, but then suddenly it's like, well,
Well, that's the
here's
thing.
everything.
Like, I applied to like a shitload of places, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's just like, okay, now everything's starting to activate at the same time. And it's like,
There's something weird about like how the hiring season booms and like dips work in Japan. Like there's obviously one major like hiring season where like everyone's like shifting jobs and moving countries and like whatever. But then there are like multiple booms and dips throughout the year where people are like, oh, our teams are growing. We don't have enough people to do X job. Or, oh, this guy has quit or died or left the country, whatever. We need new people.
Yeah.
So like it's a really weird cycle in Japan.
Yeah,
So
it's unfortunate. That, like I know the reason why I'm in there so quick, and like that's
Oh,
really
yeah, you
unfortunate.
said, yeah,
I
yeah.
told you before. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
won't repeat
No,
it
no,
because it's
no,
not
no, no,
necessary.
yeah.
But yeah, like the reason why I'm there is shitty. But at the same time, I'm glad for the opportunity to just go and
Which is good.
make some money. And
the school seems really sound as well. So it'd be nice if you
Yes.
could like work there for the year. That would be good.
Yeah, that would be.
This is what I hate about like dispatch companies because from what it seems like, going back to the guy that was like late to the initial meetup,
Yeah.
he was like what 10 minutes late.
Oh, they like until yesterday. These dudes didn't have my banking information.
You fucking
And I had already
serious?
worked a fucking week.
Wait, what?
Yeah. This is what I mean. Like I don't trust them with anything.
What
so
is
like
this fly-by-night operation? What the fuck?
I made sure to get every single time that they talked to me that they had admitted what they were doing in writing. So
Good,
at the end of the day, if they're like, "Oh, I never said that," I'm like, "Well, actually, on on June 6th at this time, you said
You said
this
this
in an
exact
email."
thing, yeah.
Because I'm like, with the way that the last job went, where I actually did go and see a lawyer, like I'm much more cognizant of like what do I need to bring to them if things are shitty.
Yeah. Always keep
So-
your receipts, especially like when it comes to like working in Japanese companies and stuff. Like people will say stuff and then the second they realize what they've said is, I don't know, going to put them in the firing line, they'll like throw
They
you
crumple.
they'll cripple. They'll throw you under the bus
crumple
so
so
fucking
fast.
quickly. Like working in Japan, especially for anyone who wants to work here, was like thinking about working in Japan or like, oh, the idea sounds great. Your manager, very importantly, not your friend.
No,
This is, so,
100%.
this is true of most countries, but especially Japan. Your manager, your higher ups, your CEO, these are not your boys, not your friends. The second, like I've seen it so many times, the literal second you can be used as a scapegoat, you will be used as a
yeah.
scapegoat.
Oh,
like
yeah.
straight away. They don't give a shit, dude. Like, and you're thinking, oh, but you know, the Nomikai, we did like Nijikai, we had karaoke together, and me and my manager, we sang "Don't Stop Believing," you know, and I really felt that I wouldn't stop believing. No, the belief stops the second you get back to the office the next day.
But guess what? I ain't believing it.
I ain't believing no more. But what about no? Doesn't matter. Like I've seen.
What
about the Jesus? Don't
Nope.
don't
Done.
fucking care.
Atheist.
Atheist. Boom. We're out of this
In
bitch.
fact, Satanist. I went to the opposite end of the horseshoe.
You go into the principal's office, all the Bibles are upside down, and you're like, damn, fuck,
There's a
dude.
big pentagram at the doorway.
Pentagram. Literally, no. Honestly, be careful of that. Seriously, keep receipts, keep notes. Company loyalties and
Ohio
worth shit.
Satan.
Ohio Satan. Ohio gozaimasu, Satan sama. Yeah. Keep
Yeah.
receipts, keep logs. If you need to jump company, if a better opportunity comes along, take it. Don't fuck around with this whole, oh, but you know, I don't want to leave my colleagues. Fuck your colleagues. Leave.
Yeah.
Get a better job. Don't be silly.
I
Don't be
mean,
silly.
like, if honestly, if someone wants to be your friend, like outside of work,
yeah.
typically you've already made that connection, and
Oh,
it's gonna
yeah.
happen anyway, whether you work there.
We
or
work
not,
there or
so-
not, yeah. Like my friends in the company I currently work in, we hang out all the time after work. We like go to on the weekends. We'll like go to like arcades together. We'll go to like karaoke sessions. We'll like hang out doing whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Like we have like line groups where we talk about nonsense together. In like we're like just generally friends. So like for me, I'm like these guys are cool. I'm here to help them up. But even then, I'm like, oof, keep receipts. Be cautious because jobs in Japan are really weird and like people are really quick to throw people under the bus from like a managerial perspective. Just be
So how
careful
about you?
that.
Did you meet any nuns this week?
No, dude, fuck that. No nuns. No. This week was this week was so annoyingly busy. This week was a lot of work stuff and a lot of me trying to like film and edit new video content. Issues being that every single day this week where I had like an hour for lunch where I was trying to like film something, I'd be getting like messages like relentlessly from various people being like, "Can you check this? Can you look at this? Could you have a gander at this? Could you see what
Right.
this is about?" And I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to like spend my lunch break filming like a little bit of a video. And I can't get this done because like people will not stop messaging me. So it's been a little bit annoying in regards to like just making like exporting content, which is kind of annoying. But outside of that, the videos that I have up, the videos that I've been producing already, they're still being watched, which I'm really happy about. My subscriber count continuously going up. Very happy about that. So we leave it as it is, and I just gonna keep making content probably next week. Probably Monday, I'm gonna have to like film and edit something that I want to get out by Saturday. Hilarious topic. I can't wait to get it out. I won't spoil it yet, but it's pretty good. Yeah. But apart from that, yeah, I'm trying to get back into the whole video making 2 videos a week cycle. Well, 2 videos a sesh a week cycle, which is pretty good. Oh, and my TV broke. That sucks.
How'd that happen?
It's just old.
Oh, okay.
It's just a really old
Hey,
Chinese.
you can probably buy a better TV now for like
Yeah.
half the price that you bought that one for, and it'll be bigger.
Yeah, I bought like a really old, not old. When I bought the TV, it was like 2 years old already. So I got it for like a really good deal. It was like a month for like a massive TV basically. But it was old when I bought it. Using it for a while, everything's fine. Had like weird problems, but nothing crazy, you know. And then a few days ago, I was like, do you know what I should do? I should play some games.
I should smash it on the ground.
I should throw this TV into the fucking window. No, I was like, I should play some games. And I'm setting it up. I turned everything on, and the TV just like not going on. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Let me plug it out, plug it back in again. You know, see what's going on. So I'm doing all these different things like test it, see what's going on. Like the screen is just like not working. The screen's like never done.
Oh, so something is just not turning
Something's
on or
just
whatever.
like broken inside of it. So I'm like plugging things out. I'm taking it apart. I'm looking inside of it, and I'm like, nah, this seems pretty kaput. And I was messaging like people like, oh, my TV might be broken. I don't know why it was going on. And my friends like, oh, this is kind of like, it kind of happens in Japan sometimes where because of like the weird humidity that comes with CU.
Yeah,
it can, like-
that's true. I
Yeah.
never really thought about that. Yeah, if you don't have a way to like dehumidify your house for like a significant portion of the year,
Yeah.
it's possible that it just like the humidity just fucks up your
Yep.
hardware.
And I've had this computer, this TV for ages. So it's just been like, it's gone through like years and years and years of like CU being like moved around my house, like being on my floor, being like higher up. So like, I tried to turn it on, and it broke, and I was like, what? I tried to turn it on, it was already broken. At that stage, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's for the best. Because I started looking up like more like TVs. I was like, oh, let me Amazon
yeah,
some
well,
TVs.
like I mean, what size is your TV? Do you know?
Same as your size. 27, 28, I remember.
28. Yeah,
It's pretty big.
I
But
definitely can get bigger now. I've thought about just
Upgrading?
buying a projector because if you look
Yeah.
in my living room, that whole wall is just white. It's just a giant
Easy.
white wall. So I'm like, I could just make like a
Oh,
I
yeah.
could just buy like a 4K projector and
So easy, yeah. I have a projector. I got one from when Finn left. He gave me his projector.
oh,
So I have his projector. So I could always set that up if I wanted to.
right there you go.
But
But
I'm like, this is for the best because when I was about to like, I was like, I'm going to play some games. At that moment, I was like, should I play some games or should I make sure this like YouTube script I'm writing is like polished? And I was like, I'm going to play some games. I can always check the script tomorrow. And then I tried and my TV was like, yo, fuck you. And so I was like,
you
you know
go.
what? This is a shine that I got to be like working on these scripts instead of like fucking around playing games for a little bit. So I was like, okay, cool. We leave the TV broken. We leave the games where they are. We focus on this instead because this is like more important to me anyway, basically. But yeah, that's kind of been my week. Nothing too crazy, nothing too major. Oh, and outside of that, me and Sean were talking yesterday. So we went to like a Mexican party with my friend. We went home, we're hanging out on the bench, like having some drinks, talking about like what we're going to be doing for the next like few weeks, few months. And because COVID is now like over, like everything's opening up again. Things have like very much returned to normal in Japan. More tourists here, which is kind of annoying, but like for the time being, because of the yen, we're kind of going to be in Japan for a little bit longer. Like there's not gonna be as much like international travel towards Christmas and stuff. So we're basically saying like we should probably like go back to what we were doing before COVID. So back to like exploring new areas and like doing a lot of going to events and meeting new people and blah blah blah, which is good for like our careers because our careers are very like depending on the people you know in the industry and how many connections you have and etc etc. So like we're probably gonna end up doing that a lot more. So you'll see us at a lot more events in the coming weeks and months, basically. Yeah. But there's a bunch of like little things we want to go to as well, like live events and like social stuff and like the various like meetups that happen, like Artly and etc. So yeah, we're probably gonna try to hit all of those like regularly enough so that we can like meet new people from different industries. But yeah, that's generally the plan. It's been a good week. It's been chill. Next week probably gonna be really busy as well, to be fair. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's my week. It's pretty chill.
Okay.
You had a weird story. You had a creepy story.
Yeah, maybe creepy might be better. Yeah, that's creepy.
Terrifying?
Terrifying. Terrifying might be more accurate, I would say. So just because holy shit, I gotta like open this and translate it kind
Oh, yeah, go
of
on.
piecemeal because there is a lot of text here that I need to go through.
Let me also open the crazy article then.
And
Absolutely
you
insane,
can't go through it all at once, which is kind of shitty.
Wait, the article? You can't?
I can't translate it all at once. Like it's like over 5,000 characters. So like if I was to translate it by hand, it would just take for fucking ever.
Yeah. I have the start actually. Hold on. So I already have it open. I have the in. You can translate it in the app itself, basically. As well.
I can, but it's not
a good
accurate.
translation.
It's not a good translation.
Yeah, it's pretty
at
bad.
all.
I think that's the one thing that there's the whole like resurgence of like AI, and everyone's like, oh my god, AI is gonna be.
You know what I'm gonna
Okay,
do?
wait,
I'm just gonna translate it piece by piece
I
because
go for
that
it.
makes sense. To do just because it has like a word limit on the translator. Like after a
Yeah,
while, it just
always.
like bugs out and it goes. I don't know what's.
Oh, it's too many words.
Too many words. Don't know. Okay, so just for background, in 2023,
Yes.
do you remember there's a murder case in Sapporo where a dude got his head cut off by some like lady. She was like young too, whatever.
I remember this. Yeah.
And then it became like this weird thing where like she cut the guy's head off, and then like her dad was a doctor, and like that's how she knew how to do it.
Oh
and,
my
like,
god. Yeah.
do you remember this case?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently the trial of her mother, because I guess like her family were working together, has just finished in Sapporo, but it brought up a lot more weird things about this story that weren't evident at first.
But the family?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Really weird stuff. So
Jesus. Oh,
here
yeah.
we go.
Mother denies. There's another one like on the Nippon, like mother denies helping daughter suspect of.
So,
Okay, go on.
in July of 2023, a 60-year-old man was decapitated and his head was taken away from a hotel in Suzukino, Sapporo in a bizarre murder case. The first trial of the mother Hiroko Tamura, 61, was held on June 4th, so this is last week,
Oh, that's very recent. Holy
in the
shit.
Sapporo District Court, where she denied charges and pleaded not guilty. And this is pleading not guilty to helping her daughter commit the crime.
Okay.
So at the trial, the prosecution stated she had met the male victim at a closing event in Suzukino, then went to a hotel and had sexual intercourse with him without contraception. It was there that the defendant, Runa, who is her daughter, contemplated killing him. After the body was destroyed, Hiroko contacted Osamu, which I believe is the husband, to see his daughter's work, and if she would like to see it, he pointed out. The defense responded, there's no language that says that not reporting or refusing to report the crime constitutes aiding and abetting. We did not hear anything about videotaping or damaging the head. They all denied involvement in the crime, saying, in the abstract, I asked Osamu to film me. So in the abstract, I asked him to film me was the daughter asking the father to film her murdering me.
Okay.
So, what the defense attorney will try to prove in court was that the child-parent relationship and living conditions of Runa Tamura and her parents, he's trying to prove like what was their living situation together, how the head was placed in the home, so how it came from where it was to their house.
Yeah, exactly. What the
and
fuck?
how Hiroko-san came to know about it, because I guess originally she didn't know it was there. And then decided to just kind of be like, okay, this is where we're living with it now. And then how she asked Osamu to take a video of the destruction, like a video of the head.
What the fuck?
To use as evidence, right? So, timeline of what happens. Daughter kills the guy, takes the head, brings it back to the home. The mother finds the head and then asks her husband to film it for some reason.
For some mysterious
Like to
reason,
report
yeah.
it or whatever, right? Because like at the time it doesn't look weird, right? You're like, why? Or it does look weird. Why are you asking to film someone's decapitated head in your
Yeah,
house,
it's
right?
weird, dude. Sort it out, yeah.
And the third thing he's trying to prove, the fact that Miss Hiroko knew that the head was there and did nothing about it does not constitute aiding and abetting the crime of abandonment of a corpse.
I'm sure it does.
And the fact that she was asked by Miss Runa to take a video and asked Mr. Osama to take the video without knowing specifically that the head would be damaged does not constitute aiding and abetting the crime in the destruction of a corpse. So, like, what he's basically trying to say is that, like, she didn't move the corpse, so she's technically not hiding it.
No, she's hiding it, so she's
listen,
technically.
this is what he's trying to
Okay.
prove.
Good luck, right, my
Right.
boy. Fucking hell. Okay.
It doesn't.
Jesus.
She's not aiding anyone in abandoning the corpse, even though she knew it was there
okay.
right.
Go on then.
in her house. And then the second thing is that it's not like taking video of the corpse is not actually destroying it in any
yeah.
way. So here's where it gets fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
And buckle up because shit gets fucking nuts.
This is already weird. Like what the defender's trying to prove is absolutely insane. But go on.
The parent-child relationship and living conditions with Runa, or I assume her name must be Runa.
Do not. Yeah.
And Miss Hiroko Tamura's background. So she's born in Muroran City and graduated from Hokkaido University. And she's graduated from multiple places.
Oh, cool.
Hokkaido University of Education in Ashikawa, and worked at the Hokkaido Ashikawa Art Museum for 8 years. She married Osamu Tamura in March of 1993, and their first daughter, Runa, was born in February of 94.
Holy shit! So she's like 2 years younger than me.
Yeah. So Hiroko, who had been a housewife after her marriage, started working part-time when she turned 60. She resigned last year due to the arrest and detention, of course. Runa's living situation. So after entering junior high school, she stopped going to school.
Okay.
Hiroko and Osamu started sending her to see a psychiatrist when she was in the second year of junior high, and from the third year of junior high school, they sent her to a free school, but she rarely attended. She was unable to go unless accompanied by her parents, mostly going to Don Quixote game centers and doll stores, which was her hobby. So she ended up not going to school
At all.
and her parents would just kind of like take her.
Cool. Whatever. Yeah. Jesus. Okay.
By all reports, she had a boyfriend and exchanged lines with these friends are false reports. So she
She didn't have a boyfriend.
She didn't have a boyfriend, and like there are reports that she might be involved with someone else. Like all those are fake.
Okay. Cool.
So here's the weird part.
Okay.
Changes since I'm gonna call her Luna.
Go to Luna. Yeah.
Luna, since she was 18. As a child, she was normal. She liked to read stuff like Harry Potter and invite her friends over to her house to play.
Cool.
Runa started playing a game called Runa Tamura is Dead around the age of 18 and became zombie delusional.
I'm sorry.
That multiple personalities had entered Runa Tamura's corpse, and she was not aware that she was Runa Tamura anymore for more than 10 years. She began calling herself LaRue and Cynthia, saying that Runa Tamura's body contains 5 or 6 souls, and they are just borrowing her body.
I'm sorry. And the parents didn't think, okay,
Weird. But
weird.
By their own admission, they're already sending her to a psychiatrist.
Clearly, it's not good enough.
Apparently not.
Clearly, no. Send them to a more psychiatrist. This is not enough.
She would also call herself Miss or something like similar instead of her name, Luna. She also called Osamu-san and Hiroko-san Mr. Driver and Lady.
No fucking way. Are you fucking serious?
I don't know if it's lady. That
Probably-
translation I
Probably
don't think
Ojo-san
is
or something. like
like
driver-san.
her. Yeah, just like her.
It's Kanojo?
Yeah, Kanojo.
What the fuck, dude?
Okay.
Why would... No, dude. Oh, Japan. Why your mental health service is so fucking bad. Holy shit.
It gets weirder.
Dude. Okay, go on. Wow.
Part 2.
God, okay.
She sometimes would talk and act like a different person, and sometimes she would stare into the void and repeat conversations with her imaginary lover, Jeff the Killer.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so let me get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a daughter
Mm-hmm.
who's claims she's dead, and her body has been
Taken
over by various souls,
of other people.
and she has an invisible shadow boyfriend,
Boyfriend.
called quote unquote Jeff the Killer. Already, Jeff, killer's name to be fair. I'm on guard. Terrible name for a killer. Jeff the Killer, and the parents did what? Nothing. Like, just vibing.
Yep.
Are you fucking serious? Where? Cause like, okay, wow. At this stage, I assume she's still seeing the psychiatrist, right?
I assume so, yes.
I assume she's still okay. What? Okay, you need to name and shame this fucking psychiatrist, because I don't know if I'm a psychiatrist, if I'm anyone, and this person comes into my office and I'm like, hey, what seems to be the problem? Flip, Luna. Oh no, Luna's dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, go on. Dead is she? Yeah. My body is now replaced with 5 souls. Like, okay, nurse, can you?
Yeah. Immediately you'd be like,
immediately.
okay, straight to the psych ward.
Section this woman. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Nurse, you want to come in for a minute? Just barricade the doors real quick for me. Thanks, man. Oh, yeah. And also my invisible shadow boyfriend, Jeff the Killer. Yeah. Security? Lock this woman up. What are you doing? What are you doing?
It gets weird.
Oh, for fuck's sake, go. What are you
Okay.
doing?
So when she would become mentally unstable, she would scream unintelligible words.
Become?
Hang on. Yeah.
Sorry.
So there'd be other
Become.
times where she would like act like a normal person, but
Oh,
it
okay.
was clearly not
Okay.
her. She'd scream unintelligible words if insane, punch holes in the walls of the house, and commit self-injury and suicide attempts. Mr. Osamu did not confirm or deny her fantasies, while Miss Hiroko took great care not to deny her fantasies. She also attended, so this is like from the mother's perspective. She also attended the wedding reception with Jeff and Miss Luna, her imaginary lover. So Jeff the Killer, her imaginary boyfriend, and Luna got married.
And the mother was there to witness this marriage?
Yes.
Is the mother also insane?
I think at this point, the mother is mostly afraid for her life because her
Makes sense,
daughter
yeah. Yeah,
is
makes sense,
talking
yeah.
to a
Yeah.
man called Jeff the Killer, punching
Yeah.
holes in the walls and screaming unintelligibly.
Section her. I mean, is it a shame thing?
I don't know, but
What
it's
the
like at that point you're like, if she's insane enough to like punch holes in walls, what the fuck is she
What do you-
gonna do
yeah.
to me?
section her.
Right.
I'm leaving that house ASAP. I'm like, how do you? I can't sleep in that house, David. How do you? Could you sleep in a house with a person who's like, oh yeah, I'm actually dead, and my boyfriend Jeff the Killer and I are getting married next week?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't sleep in that house.
Okay, hang on, we're getting there.
Oh yeah, go
We're
on.
getting there.
All right, cook.
So, the life of her parents. So this one is called the life of Luna and her parents.
Okay.
So the Tamura family home was a normal, tidy house up until Miss Luna was in elementary school. The Tamura family's home was normally tidy, but it became full of Luna's belongings and trash because Luna began to refuse to throw things away, including garbage. Just before the incident, there was hardly any room to step on the floor. The living room barely had enough space for Hiroko to sleep and get up, and Osamu had no place to sleep at home, so he stayed at an internet cafe. Osamu always comes home before or after work to do the shopping Hiroko asks him to do and to pick up the meals she prepares for him. When Luna wasn't able to go out by herself, when Luna, who was unable to go out by herself, wanted to go to Game Arcade or Don Quixote, he would take her there and back. That's probably why she calls him Mr. Driver.
Mr. Driver, yeah, that makes sense.
So, treatment.
Here we go.
About 6 years ago, so that's that would be 2017.
17.
The doctor who treated her said that she had multiple personalities and schizophrenia. You don't say.
Wow.
However, since she was receiving disability pension and had repeatedly attempted suicide, her diagnosis was manic depressive illness. She stopped going to the clinic, and Osamu began prescribing medication for her. I assume I'm trying to read. The translation is not 100% accurate here. She stopped taking the antipsychotic medication for schizophrenia after a few times because she complained of feeling sick and started taking antidepressant medication instead.
Yeah, take both maybe.
I mean, you should probably take an antipsychotic if you're psychotic.
Honestly, yeah, take antipsychotic, probably the better. Fuck me, the better route of treatment here, dude. This is insane. Go on.
The relationship between Hiroko and her parents and Miss Luna was considered very peculiar by those around them. The parents were in a situation where they could not deny what she said. We plan to prove, no, this is the lawyer speaking. We plan to prove that the parents were in a situation where they could not deny what she was doing through Osama's witness testimony and Hiroko's questioning of the accused. So basically they're saying, like, we aren't responsible because, like, she did this of her own. Like, we weren't involved in the crime that she did.
I get what you're saying. I get where they're coming from at this stage. Like, we had no idea she was gonna do this craziness.
Right.
We're like basically.
But they're also in a situation where she's, like, actually psychotic and
Yes.
like clearly she's willing to go kill a random person.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is she gonna do to me?
No, exactly.
It's safer for me to just, like,
Play along.
play along and indulge her.
Yeah.
Rather than go to the cops and then have her show up at my house at a later date and cut my head off.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Right.
This is why you have her sectioned.
So basically, what they're doing is they're painting themselves as victims as well.
No.
And in a way, I can kind of understand.
I see it, but I'm like, this all could have been avoided if you
There were
weren't-
paths out of
Yeah,
this
yeah. You were
situation.
dilly-dallying. You were wasting time thinking about,
So-
like, what would the neighbors think instead of, like, getting in there and, like, going to the police and getting this woman, like, sanctioned. For not only, like, the guy who was, like, killed, but also for your daughter's benefit as well, dude. Like, this clearly isn't a good way to live. She's fucking psychotic. Like, actually psychotic. Like,
Right.
she needs help.
So,
get some help.
How the mother found out the head was in her house.
I
So,
was
on May
interested about this.
28th,
Go on.
At Miss Runa's request, Mr. Osamu took her to an event at Kingamu. To an event at which King Mu was closing. I don't know who King
I've never heard of
King Mu. Let me just Google that quick here. It's a nightclub.
Oh, okay. The dad took to a nightclub? Sick.
The dad took her to a nightclub.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So wow, this is definitely a nightclub. What the? Okay. This was the first time that she'd ever been to this nightclub. So previously, Luna had been interested in horror movies and S&M.
What?
So she started going to a ghost story bar around February last year, but her depression remained unchanged. While Osama and Runa were at the event, Hiroko was at home. At around 7:30 a.m., Luna contacted her to say that she and a person she met at King Moo's had hit it off and were going to round one. Yeah, right. Hey, just to go a little karaoke, do some bowling.
The best day spot in Japan, you know.
it's great.
Okay, cool. Go for it. Fucking hell.
Hiroko was pleased as this was a big step forward for her, a person who had never interacted with anyone but her parents.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah, I'd be worried as shit.
she was invited to karaoke at King Moo's, and when she followed him, he took her to a hotel. Japanese dudes, this is how you get murdered.
Listen.
You gotta
guys.
listen.
What the fuck, dude?
All right, so takes to a hotel, the last hotel that man ever saw. When it was pointed out to her that, I guess they engaged in sex, when it was pointed out to her that he was not using contraception, she was taken to. Why does it say she was taken to a hotel? Well, when she was taken to the that's why. When she was taken to the hotel, she found out that he was not using contraception. When it was pointed out, she was like, "Oh, you've deceived me.
You've lied to me. So,
Yeah, you've lied to me." After leaving the hotel, Osama took me to a clinic and gave me a prescription for the morning after pill. After leaving the hotel, I don't know why it keeps repeating twice, but yeah
that
like
is fine.
so, what happened to her? According to Miss Osamu and Miss Runa, she consented to the act, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
According to Mr. Osamu, she also, again, like he said, she consented, but felt depressed and angry because her partner didn't use contraception. Miss Luna told Miss Hiroko that she would forgive her, or she would forgive him, sorry, if he apologized. In mid-June, Miss Luna and Miss Osamu went to Susukino to look for the other man. In mid-June, Miss Luna and Miss Osamu searched for the other man in Suzuki and found him and arranged for him to meet on July 1st.
Okay.
So they found him again, whoever this guy was.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's rando, yeah.
whoever this rando is.
What the actual fuck? This is insane.
They found the guy.
Mm-hmm.
They went to the hotel, and she said, "Oh, let's do some S&M play."
Oh.
Again, like I said,
okay,
she'd
yeah,
been
that's what
interested in
she's
S&M
into,
for a long time, and she said she wanted to be a queen and bought S&M related goods. About a week after they agreed to meet, Luna started S&M play with a man she met at a club. About a week after meeting the man, Luna and Osamu practiced him and his daughter practice SM play, and Hiroko bought a scarf. I don't think it's a scarf. I think what they mean is a collar.
A fucking collar, yeah.
For use in S&M play. So not only was she practicing, she was practicing this shit on her parents.
What the actual fuck? Where is the line, David? As a parent,
The line was like
the
40
line,
kilometers
the
back.
line, because I'm in the car and I'm like, hey guys, I think we've passed the line about 20 miles back. You
The
want
line was elementary school.
Yeah, honestly, the line was elementary.
You should have,
school.
yeah.
Yo, how do you fail as parents so aggressively, like, and so from such a young age as well? Like, what are you doing? I honestly wonder if it's like a weird like Japanese shame culture thing. Well, a lot of cultures have the same thing where you're basically like, oh, it'd be a shame on our family house to like show that our kid is like a little bit loopy.
Yep.
We'll do nothing instead and hope the problem fixes itself.
So the
that
mother
go?
basically says like she couldn't stop her going out. So like there's no way she could do anything because like at this point like
She's an adult, yeah.
yeah, she's an adult, but like not only that, it's just, you know, she's like doing weird shit to her parents, like, and they're like acquiescing. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know what you were garbage parents.
No, honestly, yeah. What the fuck,
Anyway,
dude?
so Osamu and Hiroko didn't want her to meet the guy because like clearly they knew something was gonna
Yeah, of
fucking
course.
happen, right? So this is where it gets extra weird. It says Miss Hiroko made up a fictitious scenario that Miss Luna was the daughter of a Yakuza boss and made a memo with the idea of warning him. So like
What?
So like she was intentionally going to meet him and like give him this like thing to say like I'm actually
The
daughter of a Yakuza boss.
Yeah.
You fucked with me now, you know. And so and then she got her dad to call the guy and pretend that he was a whatever, right?
these
So like
parents
you
are
see where this is starting to go even more out of hand.
Yeah, these parents are useless. Yeah, this is stupid. These parents are actually stupid. This is so dumb. Go on.
So anyway,
fuck's sake.
on the afternoon of July 1st, the first time Osamu called the man, he asked him not to go to the meeting place.
Yeah.
The man refused, saying he wants to meet him, the father too, and like he wants to like meet both of them, right? Because like now he thinks like, oh, he's a fucking Yakuza boss. Like,
What
you
is
know, like
wrong with this guy? If I
don't know.
If I get a call and a memo from some random girl and that I've seen like once or twice in the past, and she's like, "Actually, I'm the daughter of a Yakuza boss," and like the father calls me like, "Hi, I'm the Yakuza boss. Don't see my daughter anymore." I'm like, "Okay,
cool. Yeah, exactly right.
cool. Don't go tell me twice. I'm changing my number. I'm moving house. You don't go tell me again, dude. Like, not actually." Let's have a sit-down talk in the fucking Dotoru next to the station. Really get to terms of this. No, dude, what are you doing? I'm out. I'm done.
So
You're insane.
from the day before, from the incident the next morning, Sama and Hiroko thought that Luna was going to have like SM play with the guy.
Yeah.
And the incident occurred around 11 p.m. on July 1st. In the morning the next day, Hiroko saw an unfamiliar plastic case in the bathroom and what looked like to be a black trash bag in it. She didn't confirm what it was because her daughter had told her that she didn't want to see what was inside.
Oh,
But
fuck,
she
yeah.
did say she had brought back her, it says her uncle's head, but Oji-san.
Oh, fuck's sake.
The Oji-san's head.
Yeah, the
right?
Oji's head, yeah.
The mother obviously was skeptical, but then she saw the news report of the discovery of a headless body. And she's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Fuck.
But she was too scared to check the contents of the bag.
Yeah,
I would be too.
Yeah, you call the police. Yeah, you
Yeah,
call the fucking
immediately.
police immediately. You're actually loopy. What the actual fuck? No, dude. No, I'm tweaking. Dude, imagine like your kid comes home and they're like, they bring like a big plastic tub. Your kid's a little bit weird, not too weird, but then they're like, oh yeah, that's my like the guy was fucking's head, and you're like, okay, you're being a
Oh
bit,
my god.
you're being a bit weird. But then you see it on the news. Would you not automatically call the police? Like immediately.
Yes!
Like, yes. I'll be like, let me call it from the payphone.
I don't care if it's my kid.
Okay,
Are you like if my kid's like a psychotic murderer? I don't want to be living with
No,
them.
I'm leaving the house. I'm traveling like 20 stations down. I'm using any payphone. I'm calling the police like that, dude. There's no fucking way I'm getting like no way am I in that house for more than like a second after that. That's insane.
And this is where I kind of feel bad for the mom,
okay, go on.
like a little bit. So after this, Luna basically like showed like was like look at it, right?
Oh
So
shit.
she went to the bathroom like completely normally, like she's not like she's like literally a psychopath at this point, right? Or she's been a psychopath. for
She's
a
been
while.
a psychopath, yeah.
But like she just casually walks to the bathroom in like a normal way, and she brings her mom in there. And in the bathroom, there's a head that had been stripped of all of its skin.
Oh no. Ooh.
And she says, "I felt a deep sense of despair." Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Because like now you're standing in your bathroom in your house with a flayed head,
Flayed
and your
head.
psychotic daughter who definitely killed that guy.
Is like, yo, check this out.
Then
No, we're
Luna
done.
tried to show her a photograph of the head. When Hiroko withdrew her hand, Luna grabbed her and shouted, "Look at it properly."
Holy.
And when she tried to pull her hand back, she forced the camera into her hand to make her look at it.
No fucking way. Dude, what the fuck?
So on July 7th, Luna said she was going to work in the bathroom and asked Hiroko to take a video. Hiroko was not told what exactly she was going to do. She could not look directly at the head and refused to... refused for some reason.
No.
There was a reason.
There was a reason, yeah. For some reason. Okay.
Mr. Osamu needs to also go to fucking prison because he agreed to help film.
Oh, jail.
So Miss Hiroko did not get any specifics about photographing the damage. Mrs. Osamu went out and Miss Runa asked her to take pictures again. She said, "You'll be the photographer, right?" And then she sent a line message pretending to be calm so that Miss Luna would not see. She sent a message to someone.
Yeah.
Right. Luna then showed them a glass bottle with part of the face in it. When they're unable to look directly at it, she asked them again to look at it properly. When they could not look at it directly, she held the glass bottle in her hand and shoved it into their face. Later, she placed the glass vial near her mother's bed.
No.
After a few days, she could not stand to look at it.
A
After
few days?
Okay, a few days. Do you want to know how long a few days is?
How long?
This happened on the 7th. July 19th.
Oh, that's on a few days.
That's more than a week.
No, that's more than a week. That's on a few days. That's a working week.
Right.
No. Sorry, no. I feel bad for the parents as well. They need jail time.
Right.
Definitely.
On
That's
July
crazy.
19th, Miss
Crazy.
Luna said, "Look at my work. In the bathroom was a part of the head." So she's like taking this head apart.
Oh, she's like cutting it off. Okay, she's crazy. Okay.
So, days leading up to the arrest, the life of Osamu and Hiroko after they found out the head was in their house was stressful beyond description. Yeah, you think? Both of them were helpless and dared... So this is, I guess, from the perspective of the lawyer.
Okay, cool.
Both of them were helpless and dared not go on with their daily lives. Osama took Luna to a place where there was a security camera, and Hiroko was aware of that he was following her. Osama took Luna to a... Hang on, let me read the Japanese here.
Yeah,
'cause
some
that
of the
doesn't make
Japanese
sense.
lawyers, yeah.
Okay. Sorry. No. So he took Luna to a place where there's a security camera,
Okay, the father did.
and
Yeah.
he was aware that Hiroko was following them.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. Okay.
She understood that day that she would no longer be able to live with her daughter, and just around the corner, they'd like called the police.
Good.
Or
Yes.
whatever.
Okay.
When the police arrived, though, she she had to accept her fate. When the police arrived, he thought he would accept his fate, like Luna would, I guess.
Yeah. No.
Choosing to live as a family for a short time until that day, not only Luna but Osamu and Hiroko were arrested. Obviously,
Obviously, you've got a
of
dead.
course.
You've got a severed head in your house. The fuck do you think?
and it's been there for
Been there for a
while.
long time, like a week or two. Like, and this is why I'm like, sorry, y'all also need to go to prison, because the second you see this head, cool. You have to placate for a minute. Oh my god, wow. Oh, you did that? Cool. Oh, whoa. Okay. Hey, I gotta go to make a combini run real quick. I gotta go buy some ice cream for celebrations. Give me a minute, and then you call the fucking police. What do you mean? What the fuck are you talking about? You're gonna I couldn't look at it for more than a week. Then I was like, oh, this is too much. What are you talking about? Call the fucking police.
Yes, yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So-
you're silly.
Here's how the defense counsel is going to try and prove that they're innocent.
Good luck.
So the defense plans to prove that Miss Hiroko knew the head was there but did not report it. I think that's pretty evident.
Pretty evident.
And that she dared to live her life as it was. How she came to ask Mr. Osamu to take the video is unsure. And she was unsure of what she was being asked to do and the details of her request through questioning Mr. Osamu and Miss Hiroko by the defendant. So what he's trying to prove here: 1, whether or not aiding and abetting the crime of abandonment of corpse is aiding and abetting the crime of abandonment. I don't know why I listed it twice here.
Yes.
So basically, the crime of abandonment of a corpse is a state crime.
Yes.
But Hiroko learned of this fact after Luna brought the head into the house and placed it in the bathroom.
Yes.
So, because the head did not move from that position,
Technically, it wasn't.
technically
Yeah.
it's not abandonment because it hasn't been moved.
Yes. Yes.
From the time that
From
she
the time
knew about it,
yeah.
it hadn't moved. So
Understandable.
it's not
It's not abandoning.
It's
of
not
course.
abandoning the corpse.
Okay.
It's
For
still-
that, innocent. Fair enough. Cool.
right.
Gotcha. You're off the hook. Not guilty.
2, whether or not the crime of aiding and abetting the crime of abandonment. That's going to be a little bit different. So even if we assume that it is a continuing crime, 1, she never asked the permission to keep the head at the house,
Fair enough.
which sure.
Whatever.
So like she was unaware that like the crime had happened and it had already been brought to her, right?
Until she was aware of it.
Right.
And
It's
did
like someone
nothing.
bringing drugs into your house and then the cops raid you and you're like, I didn't
didn't-
do anything.
I
I,
was
didn't even know
vibing.
they were here.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Right?
Fair enough. Yeah. Until you know they're there,
Until you know they're there, and then
and that's
do
the
that, yeah.
difference, I think. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. The prosecutor's argument is that the failure to report the body to the police aided and abetted the act. Yes, by omission.
Yeah, by omission. Yeah, you literally didn't do the one like same drug analogy. If someone
Right.
brought like, especially in Japan, if I was like in a room sharer, house sharing thing, and someone brought like drugs into the house, I'd be like, hey,
And you're liable to go down
Yep.
for that.
I'm like, hey, get those out of here. You have an hour.
Right. Because imagine
those
in
out of
that
here, dude.
imagine in that situation, right?
Yeah.
The cops know that this person had drugs. The cop knows that this people live here and
Yep.
you live with them.
Yep.
They show up when the person isn't there.
You're done.
Who's there? It's
You're done.
you.
You're
You
done.
and the drugs in the house.
Bye.
You're at the wrong place at the wrong time, but I don't think people will give a shit.
Especially in Japan, where it's more about punishment than it is about like actually
Right,
getting to the bottom of
exactly.
crimes. Like you're going to prison
So,
for a long time. Like same thing
3,
applies.
success or failure of aiding and abetting the crime of abandonment of corpse. Whether or not Hiroko-san did or did not criticize her act in keeping the body, even if she did, is inconceivable that Miss Luna would turn herself into the police. Right? You're not
Yeah.
going to turn yourself in, like,
No.
very clearly she's not going to turn herself into police.
Yeah, of course not. She was dissecting the face. Like
Yeah.
it was filleted and cut up and stuff. Of
Ergo,
course
it
not.
is contrary to the principle of criminal law. Therefore, regardless of the interpretation of the nature of the crime of abandonment and aiding him, of there's a lot of lawyerese.
Lawyerese, yeah.
The interpretation of the nature of the crime of abandonment of a corpse, aiding and abetting of the crime of abandonment of corpse is not established.
Yeah.
Maybe, sure. I'm not a
I mean,
Japanese lawyer. But
yeah, I wouldn't know that. I'm not a lawyer.
Whether or not aiding and abetting the crime of the destruction of a corpse is established, Osamu's act of filming did not facilitate the destruction of a corpse either physically or psychologically.
Or
Because it hasn't, like, they're going by letter of the law, right? Like, laws as written, not as interpreted. Right?
Yeah.
The destruction of a corpse. Filming someone destroying the corpse is not...
It's not destroying.
You are technically not
destroying the corpse.
You definitely could be aiding in
the-
destroying it
yes.
because you're filming it.
Oh, I see what they're trying to do.
The act requested by Miss Hiroko did not promote the act of destruction, right? So
technically.
And there's no proof that she approved of her thing. I would assume that she would very much.
Disapprove.
Yeah. So Miss Hiroko approved approved of doing whatever she's doing based only on the sole fact that she did not know how she would react.
This is what I mean, though. Yes. So when she initially saw the head and she was like, hey, look all this crime I've just done. Yeah, you don't know how she's going to react because she's a fucking psychopath.
Right.
Understandable. What you don't do is placate for, 2 weeks? That's what
Right.
you don't do. There's definitely, like, they were saying that we were scared, we can, like, live our normal lives. Understandable. But, like, you were leaving the house still. You were taking her out, like, buying groceries and such. During this time, you could have, like, done something. You could have, like, gone to the police. You could have, like, made a call to someone. Like, because you did it in the end. Eventually, you did it. You did it. So, clearly, you could have done it sooner. And that's what I'm arguing. I'm like, dude, this could have been done a week ago. The day of, you know? It didn't have to be done to her face. She could have just been like, hey, this happened. She's at this address right now. Go and get her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know why. They didn't just do it from the beginning.
So
That makes sense.
Assuming the prosecutor's factual allegations, Hiroko was not convicted of any crime and is not guilty.
What? Really?
Apparently. Given the situation, right?
Fucking way.
Given the situation, I'm kind of not surprised by that.
I'm not surprised by it, but it's still fucked up. That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't agree with it, but I can understand how you would come to that conclusion.
I get, especially if it's like a jury trial, I get people
Right.
being like, oh, I feel bad for her. She's basically a victim. I get that. But at the
Yes,
same time, I'm like,
100%.
dude, this is a situation that's very avoidable. There are multiple times during their daughter's life where you could have gone,
Right, because
okay,
this is not like taking place over like a day
A
period
day.
at two.
No, this is 30 years.
20, 30 years, not even that. I'm talking about like from when the crime
Oh, I
started
see, you
to
mean
when
the
it
exact crime.
happened.
Yes.
Even then,
Oh.
that's over like at least a month of time. You had a
Easy.
month
It's a
of
month.
time
It's a month, yeah.
to report something.
Anything. Anonymous
And
tip.
you just did
Did
not
nothing.
do anything, right?
Nothing. It's just silly.
Even more so after they found the beheaded corpse in the hotel. Then you didn't like
Then you know.
it's not very hard to put one and one together,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know, it's just like, okay, headless corpse, head in my house.
In my house.
Same place where I live, head in my house. Right? Like you knew at that point. Like there was even if like by some weird cosmic coincidence
There was
that there was
another
another
headless corpse
person,
somewhere.
Like
It's still a head in your house,
you,
dude.
you got to report it.
You
right?
gotta report it. Like, it's absolutely insane to me.
Yeah.
That's like me, like, when my house caught on, the house below me caught on fire the one time. It's like me seeing it was on fire, leaving the house and being like, now we chilling.
Yeah.
Now we chilling. Like, you're in front of your eyes, you're seeing something happening, like a crime or like some kind of like act is going on. Like, you report that shit. Like,
Right.
The only reason I can think of that they've not gone, okay, let me like report this to the police ASAP Rocky is because I think maybe there's like a shame element there. We don't want the police breaking down our door. What would the neighbors think, you know? But like,
Right.
you take 3 seconds to think about it logically and you're like, wait a minute. This is on the news.
Right.
This is national news.
Already you're gonna get nailed for this.
We're nailed
Like,
for this.
If it's not today, it's gonna be next week.
It's gonna be next week, next month. It doesn't matter when it's gonna happen. Eventually, it's gonna happen. You know, like we
Right.
can sit in this house with this fucking psychopath to finish her head decapitation artwork or whatever. But when she's done that, who's next?
Right.
Me?
Yeah. Exactly.
The husband?
Well,
Like-
that's the thing, right? Like that's kind of like where I feel like that's why she got off in some cases because it's like, okay, if I don't acquiesce to what she's making me do, then
next.
it's very possible I'm next. I mean,
I
like,
get that. I get that. Yeah, yeah. I get
she's
that.
straight up married to a man called Jeff the Killer, right? Like
An
it's just
imaginary
like,
man
okay,
called Jeff the Killer, yeah.
Yes, an imaginary man called Jeff the Killer.
Yeah.
So at that point, I think like all things are off, right? Because it's like, what could she do?
Section the child, if not when she's like going into junior high school and clearly has like very deep like mental issues.
Right.
Maybe when she gets married to an invisible man named Jeff the Killer. Perhaps at the time where she decided that she was actually dead and haunted by 5 spirits. Like there are many times in this story
Where everything would have been perfectly,
literally there's
amicable to
there's
be like, nope, that's bad.
That's bad. There were so many points in this story, so many forks in the road where it was like either this child gets worse or we put this person in some kind of a mental holding facility. And every time they went, let's roll these dice, boy.
Or at least like get them help, right? Because like it's very clear to me that like they knew something was wrong because they were already sending her to
Therapy, yeah.
I think that in some cases also it is the therapist's fault in that they
Agreed.
did not
Agreed.
they did not forward
Yes.
them to somewhere more
Like a more specialized
yeah,
unit of
yeah.
therapy or something. Because they were making the effort clearly,
Mm-hmm.
but the effort seems to have like slowed down as Luna sort of got older,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually feels like there was no effort to sort of help this person more. Because when it comes down to it, like, yeah, she's got some serious deep mental issues, but it was said that during her elementary school period, she was like, bringing friends over and having a good time, blah blah blah. So like somewhere along this stage, like she snapped basically,
right.
where she's developed these mental issues and she's like slowly like gone down this path of like being more and more mentally unstable, which looking from an outside perspective, you're like, this is kind of crazy. I wish you got my help. But looking from the Luna's perspective as well, it's kind of fucked up. Like, you don't know what she's going through in her own mind, like how fucked up it must be to live like
Right.
that. Like, get the woman the help she needs, not only for like the parents' benefit or like the benefit of like those around her, but also like for her own fucking benefit. Like,
Right.
let this woman live a normal life. Like, who knows if she had gotten like the help she very seriously needed from a lot younger
age.
maybe
Right.
she would be a different person today, and the 60 whatever year old man would still be alive. It's all about like acting sooner rather than later, and it seems like
Right.
the parents like spend a lot of time, decades, just rolling that dice and seeing like, wait, one more year,
Yeah.
we'll see how she is next year, one more year.
And by year 2, 3, 4, it's gotten so bad where like you're kind of already in your own shit.
Yeah,
Like
you're way too deep in it.
you're way too deep, and now it's just like, okay, well, we've crossed the line here. Let's see where it goes. It's kind of like,
yeah, we've the line was 10, 15 years ago. That was a point where we could have done something about this. Now she's like claiming to be a dead person and with invisible like serial killer boyfriends, and she's like out and about doing like God knows what. Like we've missed the chance. But for me, if I'm a parent and I've missed my chance, like get my child the help they need, and this child is now an adult and her psychopathy has gotten like worse and worse over the years, I'm not gonna go, do you know what I should do as a father? Internet cafe. Internet cafe, genius. I can avoid my problems. Like, it feels like they did a lot of avoidance. They'll think about themselves a lot, did a lot of avoidance of the problem, never actually spent time thinking about how to actually help the daughter. For me, that's what it seems like.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yeah, it is definitely a case of like, there's a point where we needed to stop, and we've clearly passed that, but let's just keep going and see what happens.
Roll these
Well,
dice,
you know what?
baby.
You
Come on,
found
Snake
out
Eyes.
what happened, right?
Fuck
Like,
me. I feel really bad for everyone involved, but mostly for like the child who got no help like 30 years
Right.
ago when she clearly needed it, dude. Absolutely disgusting.
yeah. Why are they not? So Dan asked a couple of questions here. He said, "Why are they not getting her, the mother specifically, for child neglect?" I think
Yeah.
mostly because she's not a child anymore.
Yeah.
At the time the
Yeah.
crime was committed, she was older than 20.
20. She's 30.
Yeah, she
29, 30.
29, 30,
She's
yeah.
born in 94, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Crime in Japan really is 0 or 100, no middle. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's always 0 to 100 in Japan. It's either the pettiest crime you've ever heard in your entire life, or it's like
or
the most
absolute
but-
insane shit like
yeah,
this.
because like all that middle level crime doesn't get reported properly.
No.
basically.
No.
And then police spend all the time solving bullshit, slam dunk, easy as fuck cases like, man lost walking cane found by local police, Tanaka the enforcer. Woo, good job. You know, it's like bullshit like that, you know. It's like I think when someone lost their wallet, I brought it into the police station, and there was a whole rigmarole of proceed to go through and all these documents to sign to be like, yeah, I found it here, and blah, blah, blah. And there was like 2 or 3 police officers like at the desk being like, yeah, we're going to help you together to fill in this document. And I'm like, why are none of y'all solving? Do you have no real crimes to solve? There's like 12 of you back there in the call bar.
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all doing back there? Just like drinking tea and vibing? Like, go and solve some crimes, dude. Because like, I guarantee if I came in and I was like, hey, I've got real crime, they'll be like,
Yeah, so I just looked up on Tokyo Reporter. Yeah, the original story broke on July 3rd of 23.
fuck yeah.
It literally says
yeah.
Hokkaido cops suspect foul play after man's headless
I
corpse
remember
found in Sapporo Love Hotel, and then the subline is man's head has not been located. So well, now we know where it
Now we
ended
know where
up.
it is. I remember that article because remember suspects foul play being hilarious back then.
I think we did probably
We did.
last year in July. We probably talked
We
about it
did.
because it was national news.
Because I remember we went through the title and you said like suspected foul play, and I was like in stitches like
Suspected
you,
foul
you
play.
Think?
Weird.
Yeah. Oh, they come in. They're like, ooh, seems like might be foul play afoot here.
Who
Like,
knows?
Oh, good job, Sherlock. You fucking did like legitimately.
He was really close to like a window, and he chopped his own head off. And it
Oh
flew out
yeah.
the window. Yeah.
No. Looks he jumped really high and the fan got him. That's. Then where's the head? The fan
That
hit
fan.
it out the window.
Yeah, there
Gotta
you
think
go.
about this,
This is a
dude.
fucking Rube Goldberg suicide machine.
Look at the fans. Yeah, razor sharp. Suicide.
Switch.
Switch.
The head just rolls down the thing. There's a Japanese only meme you'll understand.
Yeah.
Um,
I said it. It's really good.
Yeah, so I guess that's the update, and maybe she hasn't been convicted of anything. The father has to go through his trial, so I'm sure we'll update you when.
Wait,
that
the father's not
actually
going through.
happens.
So only the mother's gone through.
So
the trial
only
so
the
far?
mother's gone through the trial right now.
That's kinda
and
fucked up.
She's been found not guilty. I assume.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
here's the thing. Okay, so
Go
like,
on.
what do we think is gonna come out of the? I mean, the daughter is guilty as fuck.
Guilty.
Like 100%. Like she's
Guilty.
literally just admitted to doing it. So
Guilty.
like, yeah.
Yep.
The father, on the other hand, I don't know what's gonna happen to him just based off of what has happened to the mother, right?
I think if it's a jury trial,
yeah.
if I'm the jury and it's a jury trial, the mother, you're like, okay, not
We
guilty.
get it, you know.
We get it.
yeah.
Fair enough. Not guilty. You feared for your life. Fair enough. Okay, cool. We get it. Cool. You're a bad mother.
Right.
100%. You're a bad parent.
Oh yeah,
You should have put this woman through therapy, better therapy, or something like decades
Right.
ago. You're a bad parent. But cool. No guilty. Fair enough. Go and live your life in shame somewhere. Vibey. The father comes up. I'm like, you know what? I don't have as much sympathy for you as I do the mother.
right.
Because the mother was at home with that every day, 24/7.
Yeah, it's not like she didn't know.
Yeah,
she knew.
She knew. You snuck off to an internet cafe for years and just like chilled there instead of like living at home or like dealing with the house situation or like dealing with the insane daughter situation. You're just like, I'll go to a net cafe. Leave it to my wife.
Yeah,
to
the
deal
fact
with.
that you're sleeping at a net cafe because your daughter has filled your house with garbage.
trash.
Like
And you've let your wife just stay in that house.
at some point, right? You have to just be cognizant of the fact that you like, what am I doing, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how it gets to that point. Like I literally could not imagine putting myself in that scenario.
No.
Like I do not even like if it was my kid, like no, it's
No.
impossible.
Not happen. You're
It's
going to the
so
psych ward.
weird.
No. My mother, years ago, it's a crime thing. It's the last thing I say about the story. So, there used to be a program in the UK called Crime Watch.
Oh yeah, I
Right.
know Crime Watch.
I might have said this story on the podcast before, but there's a program called Crime Watch. Basically,
They
happens
have
like-
Crime Watch in Canada too.
Okay,
It's
good,
just
good,
a
good.
similar thing, yeah.
So it's like, for those that don't know, Crime Watch is basically, I forgot what the presenter was, but he'd come on TV and they'll be like actively ongoing investigations, and they'll be like, at this date at this time, this person did this crime, and they'll show like a picture, and they'll show like CCTV of the crime and the suspect, and they'll be like, if you know anyone that we've shown this on this TV show today, let us know. Call the number.
Snitch.
Yeah, basically snitch.
Snitch.
And we'll give you a reward if your snitching helps us arrest this person. You know, whatever. Most people are like, I ain't snitching. I'm gonna keep my mouth. We're watching this program. We're like junior high school, elementary school age, watching this like crime watch show as a founder. My mother at one point during the commercial breaks, she turns the volume down, and she goes to us, "Hey guys, if I ever see any of you on this TV show, I'll be the one to call it in. Don't you worry. I'll be the one to call it in." Turns the volume back up, sits back in her chair. She was dead serious. She's like, to bring shame police to my house?
Right.
No. To shame the family?
There's a level of disrespect, right?
No.
But like that's the thing. Like
yeah.
it's the parents. Do you not have any like self-respect? Like
No,
where
clearly.
you let your daughter run your life? Like referring to your dad as the driver and your mom as that lady.
Woman. Nah, dude, we're fighting. If I had a child and they were like, oh, I'm not gonna call my father, I'm gonna call him like that man, I'd be like, oh,
Right.
cool, because you're currently in that man's house. You better get out.
Well, it's not.
That's crazy.
Like you said, there's so many places where this could have went a different direction.
No,
right?
yeah.
Because she left school. Like that's not a choice that an 11-year-old child is making for themselves.
exactly.
Right. Like that is a choice made by the parents and the fact that they're like, oh, you know, like I'll just let my 11-year-old child out of school and we'll take them to Don Quixote or arcades and do whatever during the day. Like no sane parent is ever doing that. And if you are like, what the fuck? Like,
why'd you have children?
yeah. So like already just the fact that you're doing that tells me that you are a shitty parent.
Yeah.
And you can at the end of the day you can be like, oh well, you know, it was her who killed the people and her who did all the shit. It's like, yeah, but you fucked up
before that though.
Long before
this was
that.
the result of decades of y'all fucking up.
Yeah, of you not
Yeah.
like, and even when you knew like she was psychotic, right? Like before she committed the crime, you were taken to a therapist, but you didn't really do anything.
She was taking psych medicine for a little bit, and then she stopped.
Right.
And you were like, "That's fine.
Yeah, you're like, that's cool. She can just punch. Like
That's chill."
at the point where your daughter is having like fucking psycho strength, where she's punching holes in the wall,
Nah, dude.
and just being like, I'm okay. Standing next to a crater in a wall is like, at that point I'm like, no, I'm fearing for my safety, because if you can punch through a wall and just act like nothing happened,
You can punch through me
exactly, right?
easily.
And
Easily. We're done.
I don't want to hurt you, but if we get in an altercation, I know for a fact that you do not feel the same way.
Yes,
you will kill my ass.
kill me. You will fucking destroy my ass. If we get into a fight, I can't have these parent feelings being like,
Right.
oh, but it's my daughter. Nah, dude. See, the fact that they get that far, as we've been saying, insane.
Yeah.
Psych ward. Put her put her in the hospital. Get her some fucking help. Awful.
Right.
That's why, like, I honestly do think that the fact that someone eventually got killed, obviously, the woman needs to go to prison. She killed a person. It is what it is. But if both parents get off like scot-free, that's crazy to me. Because you guys aren't seeing the picture outside of the murder.
You might not have been aiding, but you were enabling.
You were enabling, dude, and
you've been enabling for a
long
long time.
This wouldn't have happened if you got your shit together as parents from the beginning. So I mean,
Also, just like to say, dude who got his head chopped off, man,
bro.
you didn't see that coming.
oh, important message, honestly. Do you guys remember? It's my last point of this entire thing. Remember ages ago where we were reading like the weird Reddit stories about like people who had really bad dates. Remember that?
Yes, yeah.
And there was that one
Good
guy.
old cat bones.
There we go. Good old cat bones. For those who don't know, go back, find the episode. It's insane. But it's shit like that. Men, I feel, go around feeling they're more invincible to things than women do. Like women, I know, tread more lightly when it comes to dating men, dating people, like going back to houses and hotels and stuff. There's always that initial fear, like, what if this person's insane? You know? what if? And I think men don't have that as much as they should, and they're like, oh, I'll just go to this person's house in the middle of nowhere and sleep with her cat bones. I'll just go to this hotel with this crazy woman who's told me she's in the Yakuza, but not in the Yakuza. Oh, whatever, dude. As long as I get my dick wet, I'll do whatever I want. Ha 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 ha.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna end up dead. That type of hubris, you're going to end. You don't understand what type of crazy there is in the world, and you're putting yourself in the most insane situations.
But
bro.
like,
relax.
Just think about think about what happened to this guy, right? Like, if you're a dude and you're like, oh, like no woman can beat me up, whatever. Like, think about what happened to this guy, right? He went to a hotel by himself with her, and ended up dead. Not only dead though, is that she killed him and then had enough strength to slice his head off.
That's crazy.
That's through your spinal cord.
Yes, that's insane.
That's through bone.
That's
Like,
crazy.
it does not, even from a woman, it does not take that much to fucking kill you. One good knife hit,
You're done.
you're probably done.
You're done, so. Especially if you're coming in.
Especially if you don't get help.
Yep. Especially if you're coming into like fucking your guard is down, you're butt naked or whatever. Like you're finished.
Yeah.
You're done.
You get out of the shower and you walk through that threshold and she's right there with a knife. Bang, 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 bang. Like, it doesn't.
It's over.
It's not hard to hit you multiple times with a knife before you realize what the fuck is going on.
She was saying like S&M plays as well. She's like, oh, I want to change the bed.
Right,
And you're
exactly,
like,
yeah.
There we go.
Chain them to the bed. Now it's
sounds
real
fun.
easy to
Now
kill
it's
you.
Real fucking easy, honestly, guys.
Putting that kind of faith in someone that they're not going to do some weird ass shit is
insane.
wild.
You're wild. You're crazy. I would never let anyone. Nah. First date, second date things. You know, like, can I tie you up? I'm like,
Can I put handcuffs on you and chain you to the bed?
no.
Fuck
No. No fucking way. You're nah. That's nah. You're insane. You're actually insane. You're actually crazy. No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Like, do not think you're invincible because you might find out the hard way.
Very quickly as well. Fuck, you did. But anyway, David, insane story. But great update to the story.
Mm.
Really
So what
sad
have you
update.
learned today?
Yeah,
Don't trust women.
Don't trust. Welcome to Incel Podcast Hour. No. But seriously, be safe out there. That's absolutely insane. Both genders.
I mean, both genders. You're right.
Yeah.
Like, it just don't. If something seems sketch, you're better off just being like, I'm hitting the eject button.
But
bye-bye.
Dunzo, I'm getting the vibes are off. I'm out. Basically. Jeez,
Yeah.
dude. Oof.
It is. It is not worth getting your head cut off.
Yeah. Are we gonna be doing Sunday podcasts going forward for a little bit?
I think we will be next week. Hang on, let me just quickly pull up a calendar here. Next week is the 15th for Saturday. So yes, next week on the 16th will be a Sunday podcast.
Okay.
However, the week after on the 22nd,
Yeah.
that'll be on Saturday.
Okay,
Because
cool.
I've got the school has some kind
Something.
of
Yeah.
thing that they're just like, you're a sub and we don't want to pay you for an extra day that you don't have to work. And I'm like, cool, got it.
I'll do it. Sounds good.
Excellent.
Okay. All right, cool, guys.
So yeah,
In that case, Sunday for the next week, and we'll jump back to Saturday probably after that. But we'll keep the schedule updated on the Discord, so just so you know when we guys are going live. But guys, I'll see you on the next episode. It's been an intense one. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you next time.
bye.
Bye. Oh, it's so creepy, dude.
It is. It's wild.
Oh, imagine
I
like
don't like that.
BDSM getting tied up and it's.
Yeah. It's not good.
Dude, I
Not
can't.
good.
No, I can't.
Bye everyone. Sorry, we're still recording. I'll see you.
I'm freaking out, dude. That's disgusting. Oh.